The trial certificate's used in the IRC rating rule system, whereby you can conduct a what-if scenario to see what your rating would be if you were to effect some sort of modification to your yacht.
If you want to make a change to your boat, but you're not sure what effect it's going to have on your rating, you can run a trial certificate by giving us the dimensions or the variations in data that you're expecting to see from that trial, from those amendments. But you don't have to go down the expensive process of actually doing those changes, getting those changes checked, and then find that the rating wasn't what you're expecting.
Trial certificates, if you want to make a change to your boat, if you want to add 100 kilos to the bulb or put a different sail wardrobe on, it allows you to determine what the IRC is going to be before you actually spend all the money. So you might be going down a track of spending thousands of dollars on your boat that blows your IRC number out of the water. So you do a trial certificate to make sure that the IRC result is going to be worth the effort or the investment.
What Ian said.
So it gives you an opportunity to see what would happen if you made changes before you have to make them.
Well, the trial certificate is available under measurement systems, whereby it's what I call the what-ifs. What if I put a masthead spinnaker on my fractionally rigged boat? What if I put a deeper keel on? And so the trial certificate, which I can assist the owners with, we fill out the changes that they're thinking of doing, and we run those, and then that'll give them a fair indication of what their rating change will be. Well, if you've changed something on the boat, you talk to the measurer. Measurer measures the new sail or the new displacement or whatever you've changed, and the measurer will then produce or generate an amendment that goes to YA.
And you'll have to just engage a measurer to measure the changes that have been made, and then it's a matter of submitting that to through Yachting Australia to the rating authority. You don't necessarily have to have a full remeasure of the whole boat. It's just what amendments have been made.
You any changes you make, you get measured by an approved measurer and submitted to YA.
Correct.
Amendments are required when, say, the boat has a new sail, it has a different trim, the owners introduce ballast inside the boat, change the keel, so forth, and amendments are required to keep, as I said before, consistency and quality racing within the fleet. So we don't want boats racing in the fleet under an erroneous IRC rating.
You contact your measurer, and we'll fill in the form for you, and with the measurements you'd like to change.
Depends on the optimization that you're doing, particularly if it impacts on your stability related areas.
It can do. It depends what you're doing to the boat. I think as far as the safety regulations are concerned, it can have some effect on, if you're making a modification to the keel, obviously that's going to make some changes to your stability.
But that's why it needs to be done with the knowledge and advice from an appropriately qualified person, and I'm not that appropriately qualified person.
Well, it can depend. If it's a major modification, it will, yes. A new keel, for instance, a new rudder, and any hull structure that's changed or modified. If the hull geometry is changed or modified, yes, again, the same thing.
Could. I would only... I think it would only be in relation to keels and so forth. If you're playing around with ballasting, that'd be where I'd be concerned. Rig configurations and stuff shouldn't really impact.
If you're making significant changes to the hull, there are requirements in the special regulations that have to be conformed to. I have seen too many boats where the owners have just bolted a bit of extra lead onto the bottom of the keel to improve the stability, having no knowledge of what that modification would have done to the rigging of the boat. So if I get asked a question, I would always pass it over to Fred Barrett or someone similar who's qualified to give them that advice.
It's certainly if the boat's relatively close to its target category, either 110, 115, making even small modifications can trip it over the line, such as a lighter keel or a heavier fit out inside the boat might make that boat a little tippier.
Your Category 1 plan and build documentation really relates to the construction requirements for the yacht, as well as your ultimate stability. So there are some modifications that you might be considering doing to your yacht which would have an effect on either the construction requirements or the stability requirements.